Hey everybody, what's up? We're back. Me and Chris just got back from LA. We learned a bunch of stuff. We met a bunch of people. We started playing with all kinds of new toys and lots of new ideas. Oh, I've got my own audio coming through. Sorry, guys. Found it. All right, cool. And we're back. So yeah, we're here. Spaghetti Dreams, indeed. Yeah, we learned a lot. We met a lot of people. And this is Syntax Diffusion. We've known each other for a while, and we've been making stuff. And he makes stuff, and I make stuff. And we thought we'd make stuff together and try out ToonCrafter tonight. And yeah, that's about all the news. This is a very informal stream because I don't have my streaming pants back on yet. But I'll be more professional next time, probably. But yeah, so this is Syntax Diffusion, and I would really like him to explain who he is and what he does. So say hello to the people.
Diffusion Online. This is kind of a hobby for me still. I fell into AI stuff roughly about 2 years ago after getting bored of playing video games during COVID. And yeah, it's been a wild ride ever since. So yeah, I just try to make cool stuff and try to push the limits. And, you know, we end up breaking stuff half the time, but that's the fun of it. And yeah.
Just going to pull up your Instagram here real quick.
Cool. Thanks, man.
And what I do need to just quickly kill the audio so I don't play copyrighted. Do you have? Yeah, just one sec. I'm going to play some stuff and then I'll unmute you one sec. So yeah, this is Chris's Instagram. You guys got to check it out. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Just combined the way I'm just going to talk. I'm going to praise you and you're just going to have to sit there and take it. The way that he combines, you know, video and the AI stuff to make like absolutely perfectly entwined worlds. I could highly recommend you follow Syntax Diffusion on everything there is to follow. Yes, go check out the stuff. I mean, look at this. It's just fire, absolute fire. And my favorite part about this is he can't even say, "Oh no, you know, it's nothing." He has to just sit here and take these compliments. And I highly recommend listening to them with audio. I can't play it because of the YouTube thing, but go and check it out. Syntax Diffusion on Instagram, Twitter, and man, where else? Like this. Look at this one. Masking, man. This is one of the things I keep saying. People that can composite and make masks and understand masks, you're way ahead of everybody already. So learn compositing. And look at this. We got two different people with very, very, very steady, very, very coherent outfits on, and they're not slipping and flipping and dripping in between each other. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop yammering and let you talk now. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for the praise.
Yeah, man.
That was very nice.
Nah, it's stuff's killer.
Yeah, I love like pushing limits, man. Like the tech's getting better every day, right? And like I know you and I are definitely on the same page, as well as a lot of other people, where we wake up every morning and we're like, all right, what's new? Like, you know, stuff's just dropping left and right. So it's really fun being on the breaking edge of it.
Yeah, like even today, I mean, stable weights dropped for the audio stuff, and somebody in our Discord has already dropped the Comfy plugins for it. So it's like not only the bleeding edge, but just the absolute tip of the blade of the bleeding edge. You know, it's great to be able to just like meet everybody and get to know people in this place, because like we're all just everybody's just killing it. And I finally got your face in here, so let's add you. All right. All right. I'm going to hide your image. Sorry, we're building this stuff out as we go. We, you know, the typical technical difficulties of a PERS stream are all present here today.
I mean, what do you always say? We'll do it live, right?
Ooh, can you turn off the audio that's sending on your Video Ninja thing? because it's coming through twice. I might be able to do it on my end too. One sec.
How's that? Any better?
No, it's still happening. Let me find it.
How about that?
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's one of the Video Ninja things. All right, cool. So yeah, we're here. We're gonna play with ToonCrafter tonight, but after that, we're gonna dig also into the Stable Diffusion audio sampler thing that our friend Nate built, because it's incredibly powerful and incredibly. I mean, I can't talk enough about how important it is to get these models into the hands of the community, and that's exactly what Stability has done today. They dropped an audio model that we can fine tune as a community and put our own stuff into, which, you know, takes all the onus off of them. If the community decides to train stuff they're not supposed to train in, that's on the community, you know. So it's, you know, it's up to you to make your personal decision where you feel using copyrighted material lies, all that stuff. But for those of us who already make music, it's really exciting to be able to take stuff we've made, fine tune new models, and just start like digging through the latent depths of our own music. So yeah, these are the kind of tools I've been talking about that are really exciting versus, you know, being able to just generate songs, text to song, which is really fun. But for me, I want the granular control to start making samples, making loops, adding this stuff into DAW, and, you know, playing with all these new ML tools inside the tools that already exist. So this is a huge step in that direction. But all that being said, let's talk about ToonCrafter, because it's pretty interesting. What's been your take on ToonCrafter so far, Chris?
First take was how to get it working. You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more plug and play, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen a lot of examples on X and Discord servers and stuff. It looked like almost like a new way of interpolating between images that would have been, you know, fun to just kind of mash some stuff together. It wasn't too long after I loaded the base workflow that I very quickly realized that it is not that. It has a lot more to do with character consistency and, you know, having frames of similar poses and backgrounds and character outfits and hairstyles and all that stuff. That's when it kind of seems to do its magic. But yeah, it's really, it can be cool and useful. I would imagine for more of like a storyboarding. That's kind of how I see it, anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if somebody's trying to bring to life a few frames, even if they're an actual, you know, artist, I can't draw to save my life. I've, you know, put myself through various art classes. That's why I was so thrilled when AI came out with all this stuff, because, you know, all of a sudden I'm an artist, right?
Right.
But somebody actually had, you know, that skill of like drawing character consistency and drawing scenes like that. I would imagine something like this could be super useful for them.
Well, I've got your screen up if you want to walk through some of the stuff you've been doing.
Yeah, so
you can do that.
We kind of, I took this base workflow off of Kijai, who, you know, brought this into Comfy, wrapped it, you know, literally within minutes, I feel like. And it was kind of like a batch load between 3 images, and it loads the ToonCrafter model, Safe Tensors model, in a DynamiCrafter model loader. So a very similar kind of process to DynamiCrafter, if anybody's played with that. It has its own interpolation node and its own decode node. So part of getting this set up, it does have different kind of dependency stuff with Xformers that I had a little bit of a hurdle getting through. But yeah, once you get through that hurdle, it does work. Personally, I did find out that this is kind of, this ToonCrafter decode node is a little VRAM heavy, but then we ended up finding that the ComfyUI node does work as well. So this is the base workflow, and then just playing with it briefly, kind of expanded it to an 8-image workflow, doing exactly the same thing, but with 8 images just to test it and see its limitations. And then I just put in SparseCtrl net here. I wanted to see how much I could smooth things out without it necessarily being extremely similar, because character consistency is hard. And another thing I found out when doing this is I'm not exactly that great at generating anime images, let alone character consistency. So, but yeah, I found that Sparse definitely kind of helped it a little bit, definitely nudged it in the right direction. And yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned that and I started using it, it made a huge difference in the like sort of still frames that we were getting. Like it would kind of just sit on a frame sometimes and then jump to the next one. The Sparse really seemed to sort that out.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right in here.
Nice.
I have some 512 by 512 images. That's another thing. I was kind of testing different resolutions, and it actually didn't seem like it liked it or didn't play with it well. Maybe that was just on my end, but yeah, 512 by 512 definitely seemed like it worked. Not necessarily that it had to be 512 by 512 images. You know, you could take SDXL 1024 by 1024 and load them in and resize them, but it seemed like it liked squares better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. The tall ones seem to morph in odd ways. Might just be that aspect ratio when it's trained at thing.
Yeah, true.
It's not a regular model. It's like not a regular purple model chain, right? Like we can't just toss deep shrink on there or something.
Right. Yeah, that was the other thing. I was kind of like, what can I do with it next? And I found it was actually pretty difficult because bringing these latent samples back out of here, they have like a completely different size and shape that I couldn't really do much with. I couldn't put them in a K sampler. It was just kind of mismatching all over the place. So it kind of makes sense now because a lot of the examples I've seen that looked amazing that made me want to pick this tool up and try it right off the bat. It seemed like there's a little bit of post-processing done too, which isn't a bad thing, you know, just to clean up the animation. But yeah, as you can see, put in 3 somewhat similar images of an anime girl, kind of looking in different directions and then looking towards the camera.
Yeah.
And it does the thing. I mean, what I kind of like about it is it makes them talk. I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Like gives them some kind of lip sync. It's kind of neat.
I was thinking, because of the way it is sort of like this sometimes, is if you had a bunch of stills, you could almost cut a bunch of this stuff together and then like dub it afterwards almost. Like if you went at it backwards, you could actually assemble something pretty neat with all this stuff. But I've been having trouble really directing an output with this that I really want.
Same. I haven't gotten that far, but I agree with you. I think that's a really good use case for it. And especially with anime too, like dubbing doesn't have to be perfect. So if you just have that little bit of lip movement and, you know, a little bit of cutting up the audio and placing it where you need it to be, like it could be, you know, you could actually make a whole scene with this.
Yeah, so it might be a whole new kind of vibe here, a whole new exploratory way of making stuff. But yeah, the image similarity really seems to matter.
Big time, yeah. So one of my first go-tos, because like I said, I'm not exactly an anime guy. Like I like doing video to video, if you haven't noticed on my Instagram. But yeah, anime images are not my thing. So one of the first things I wanted to do was try to get character consistency, which is cool, but then you got to worry about the pose, right? You know, how you're going to keep them in the same shot. So instead of grabbing frames or doing a lot of extra work, I went to openposes.com. It's not a huge collection, but it does have...
that's cool. I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, it has a lot of different just poses. And then when you click on something you like, it just gives you the 512 by 512 pose.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I was just going through and basically finding, you know, what looks similar. You know, that one's got her arms up, that one's got her arms behind her head. And you grab 2 or 3 of those, and then you can generate, you know, on the same seed and same everything else and get a moderately similar character with different poses that are, you know, close, nearby. And that
you
seemed...
know,
Go ahead.
That might be a path to making an entire system for making storyboards for this.
Yeah, totally.
Because like Toy XYZ just dropped that all the line 2 models. Have you seen those? Like line to depth, line to line. It's like line art 2 this, line art 2 that. There's
Yeah, I
one
saw.
line, the one that does the segmenting, like the eyes and the face and the
Oh, that's sick.
clothing. Yeah, it all does it at different colored masks. So you could even do this with an IP adapter thing and actually control the clothing and face and eye choices. And I wonder if you could actually generate 3 frames with 3 open poses with the character in the exact same places. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, totally. That's on my laundry list of things to get to, which is
Yeah,
getting increasingly bigger every single day.
I know,
But
right?
yeah, I originally wanted to go with that. Make a character sheet almost, and
Yeah.
diffuse the whole thing in one shot, and then crop it all up. But if you're definitely going for those details, that would be the way to go, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because like the strength of ToonCrafter really is trying to maintain the consistency between the frames, which is something Animate Diff. It contains the smoothness, but it doesn't contain the contextual overlaps very well because it's overlapping contexts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Did you get any experiments that worked like particularly really awesome?
Not exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. I could get like up to 8 images that were decent,
Yeah.
especially with sparse in there, but nothing that I was like wowed by. It was mostly, how could my mind went to like, how can I clean this up in post processing?
Mm-hmm. The best results I've seen from this are from people who already draw, and they're drawing, a character in 3 states in the same style, maybe even on the same page, and taking 3 pictures of it with their camera or something, and they're getting fantastic interpolation between those 3 characters. So, I might not be the target market for ToonCrafter, I'm realizing as I've been working through the stuff, but I was getting good results by grabbing like Mixamo animations and then taking them into Blender and then like shooting 8 frames of that and then using them as like an interpolation storyboard. But that's so much work. But again, if you're in that world, you want to maintain character consistency. I think this is definitely something to try because like, I mean, the clothes stay pretty much the same. It's crazy.
Yeah, totally. Trying to just get 2 decent examples, one with and without sparse, just to show it.
Right. Yeah, Sparse seems to try to keep everything under control a little bit better.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed too is it like literally works better with anime. I tried putting in some realism stuff, and it was just like it almost didn't know what to do with it. And I wonder if like the model's just trained on anime.
Yeah. I think it is. I think that's really because all the best examples I saw were taking literal stills from anime, same scene, but like maybe 3 shots of a conversation, the same compositions, and just having it sort of cut between them. And also the other thing that it's really good at is that sort of 12 to 15 frame per second dreamy frame rate. Like it just excels there, like of the sort of choppiness. Once we start trying to interpolate it and do all of our fancy 30 FPS tricks, it starts to break down because I really think it's for doing the frames between and not necessarily all the frames between, but the keyframes between that get the animation to feel the way it's supposed to feel.
Yeah, totally.
But it is fun to use these tools incorrectly.
I mean, when you learn what doesn't work, that's when you start to learn what works, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's cool. I started rendering lo-fi tracks with the stable audio thing today, and it's cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna have just enough to have like a background of lo-fi music if I want for when we're streaming.
That's
it's
awesome.
like totally royalty free.
Yeah, right? That's wild.
Yeah, it's coming. That's coming along. All the pieces are coming together.
Jump into it.
Yeah, because with ADIF and all this stuff, we can just make a song and make a music video for it all in one go.
Yeah, I mean, and now I don't have to necessarily use Udio either. Just another open source tool. Sick.
Yeah, it's gonna get better and better. Yeah, she's taken off.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sparse put that one reverse. So the left is Sparse and the right is just ToonCrafter.
What it did do though is make her body stay not stretchy. Like you notice in the second one, she kind of stretches out and elongates, but
yeah, totally.
the Sparse really kept the sort of proportions of the person the same. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I haven't played with a lot of the settings. Have you? Have you messed with a lot of this?
No, I don't really know what ETA is. Hey, maybe
Estimated
that's like
time of arrival.
Yeah. But like, what does that mean?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll have to keep playing with it. Image embed ratio. FS, is that like the target frame rate? Maybe. It's hard
Possibly.
to say.
Yeah, I probably should have read the repo on it.
Let me pull that up. Let's see. ToonCrafter. Maybe we can figure it out. Oh, it looks like there's another version out now too.
Of course there is. Can't keep up with this stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, AI Godlike figured out how to add it in as a Blender add-on, so you could generate the frames and then just hit the interpolation right in Blender using Comfy as a backend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Where did I download it from? ComfyUI Manager. Oh, DynamiCrafter wrapper. Oh, right, this is Kijai's. Okay. So the settings mean it doesn't say.
Maybe that's why I didn't read
Maybe we did read the repo. Yeah. So I think we'll just play with those and see what they do. There might be more. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just started pumping steps and ETA.
Nice.
When I was messing with it last night, it seemed like CFG was better lower. But again, that could be so many things. Yeah, it could be the images I'm pumping in. Could be anything,
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything's really subjective because we don't really know what the baseline is supposed to do. This is pretty smooth, this one. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And if they were in the same background, it would even be smoother, probably.
100%. And I don't know if it's working off of a... Is it working off of a seed? I forget.
Yeah, it's in the interpolation node itself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I must have gotten a few good seeds because there's like some that give you really nice motion with like hair waving and like just background elements. Like I've gotten a few that have been really cool. I didn't save them because I don't have my save output turned on. So all of my tests last night are gone, but...
Fulfer's here. Fulfer. He says FS is frame stride.
Oh, nice. That makes a lot of sense.
So what should we change? What do you think, bud? Fulfer, what should we change? What should we do? How should we make it better? YouTube might be running an ad on me right now. Crank it up to 69. Let's see what that does.
Yeah, sure.
What's it at now? Would you put it at 4 for this run?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that's how quickly it tries to get through the... I don't know. Frame strides, how many straight frames is going across on the motion module thing. I don't know. I don't know.
We're going to find out.
We are. See how we make our GPUs sweat for these people?
Yeah, my GPU is always sweating, dude.
Yeah, it's true. It'll be this, it'd be something else. Yeah. Fofer says I haven't played with the frame stride yet, so no idea what'll happen. Well, here we go. So is that one 4?
Yeah, that's 4 right there. We're gonna pump it up.
ETA. Okay, Nate says at the ToonCrafter GitHub repository, the parameter ETA refers to the amount of noise to be added during the denoising process of the DDIM sampling. So that's essentially the denoise, I guess, 0 to 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Parameter can influence the diversity and quality of generated outputs. Any in general ETA values closer to 0 will lead to deterministic sampling, whereas higher values will introduce more randomness, potentially leading to more diverse results. Oh, interesting. So lower is more consistent, I guess, and then raise it up if you want it more crazy.
That makes sense. I usually rock between like 25 and 35, 35 being like maximal changes, I guess, like if you're doing low denoise.
Right on. Smashing GPUs. Do you have any idea how many GPUs died to bring you this content? Yeah, for real. How much energy I've spent for you people. Nate says, thanks, ChatGPT, with web browsing. Thanks, buddy. That helps.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah. I need an AI assistant on the show. Just like ask it questions.
Oh, that'd be sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be like your little sidekick. Do the when you
like
make
AI Clippy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I miss Clippy.
Seems like you're trying to diffuse something.
So frame stride higher, I feel like it's definitely taking longer. Let's see what it gives us here.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's very clean. Interesting.
That being 4, that being 30. What I put? Yeah, 35.
All right, 3600. Let's see.
I mean,
okay, that's interesting.
Good result, yeah.
You do 70? Let's go.
Man, we gotta break it first.
Let's go.
Break it and then have fun.
I like it when it turns into like ribbons, like spaghetti noodles, like not intentionally.
Yeah. I mean, those are way better spaghetti noodles than I was getting last night. Last night, I was just like mangling the images. I was like, oh no, we're going to do a live stream on this.
This is, honestly, that last one is actually pretty incredible. Even the stuff that's changing hard is changing gradually enough. Yeah, it's really good.
Like it's all pushing together like, instead of random things pushing against each other. It's nice.
It's very cool. So yeah, everybody set your frame stride to 250.
And then walk away for 2 hours.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Ignore the smoke.
I also have the motion a little higher at 1.1 too, so this could probably be dialed back a little bit.
Right on.
Yeah, it's trying. I'm surprised that it actually held together for being that high. I was expecting it to break, but you can kind of see.
Yeah, no, like the 30 or whatever was perfect.
Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah. I think a lot of us have done overnight AI renders. And overnight Blender renders.
Yeah. I'm always that guy at like 2 or 3 in the morning, like, I got to go to bed, but I should have something running.
Yeah, you know? I mean, you can't just sleep for no reason. What a waste of a nap. What a waste of a sleep.
I mean, dude, who doesn't like waking up to a render?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully a good one. There's
Oh
always those
yeah, you wake up
like
to a
the bad
bad one
ones.
sucks, man.
It's the worst.
Especially when it's something you like you remembered and then forgot right before you went to bed, and then you wake up and you wake up remembering the thing, and then you go back and look at the render and you're like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, that's the thing I didn't change that I was gonna change and I forgot to change and now I've ruined it.
Although since this stuff has gotten so fast,
I know.
I don't really leave a lot of overnight renders, to be honest. It was
Yeah.
only when they would take like 14 hours for 15 seconds.
Sleep is for quitters, says Jared. Yeah, man.
Totally.
Forget sleep, dude. Definitely not gonna let my computer sleep. Is that 45?
Yeah, that was 45.
It's
But
45.
I think steps maybe are a little too high. And then, yeah, I put CFG up a little bit too. I think maybe lower's better on this, right? Because you're not trying to like change it too much.
Yeah, you don't want it to dream too wildly. You just want it to dream enough to sort of smash the frames together.
Yeah, totally.
But it's very cool. That's much smoother than I was getting from like different images.
I think I have a few line art ones too that I generated. We can see.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see what that looks like. Because apparently it's good for interpolating control nets together into like control netted images or whatever into masks.
Oh yeah, that I could see that being a thing. These aren't good at all. I just wanted something close to black and white, and there's a lot of models that do like that coloring book style. So I was like, you know what, let me just use those.
Bink says, remember when you could land an A100 on free accounts at least a couple times a day on Google Collabs?
Dude, I missed that.
Me too. Back before they realized what we were doing. And we absolutely ruined the ML data industry by just just destroying that little loophole they had. All that free compute.
Yeah, because those renders used to take so long. They're like, why are you using the free A100 for 12 hours?
Because I can, baby. Nate says, I want Skynet Johansson to compose me a song on guitar. Yeah. Legally, they didn't use her voice, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
That's actually cool. That interpolation is actually really neat.
Like, it's definitely warpy, but it looks cool with like a white and black
kind
of line art style to it,
Yeah, that's neat. This would be great just for making random GIFs.
I could definitely see that, yeah.
I guess we can't loop it, eh? We'd have to diff after. I've been curious about that as like running a diff after, you know what I mean? Just to like smash it together at the end. It might make it even smoother.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a few examples of that. It looked nice. Cleaned it up.
Yeah.
There's, let me see here. There's also this image embed ratio, which I was interested in.
Let me see if it's in the actual ToonCrafter. I was just in the regular or the GitHub for Comfy, but if I go to the actual ToonCrafter GitHub, maybe they explain it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's just like maybe you could ease off of it and it might not like snap to the next image too much. You know what I mean?
King of Hearts says, what I really want is the ability to choose at what frame my keyframes appear so I can have irregular spacing.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Nice. Yeah, the loop, we tried that. It doesn't really loop.
I mean,
Let's
choosing the
see.
keyframes, then if you're going to keep track of it like that, now you're talking about having like that timeline in Comfy, right? Have you tried the timeline node?
Not yet, but I think that's still more of a proof of concept, isn't it?
I don't know.
I haven't tried it yet. I heard that it's not actually totally fully implemented. It's more of a this is what it could be type node. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Whoa.
We should try it.
Yeah,
Nate,
backing off image embed does some cool shit too.
that looks cool. Nate wants to know if you set all your node colors manually.
I typically, if I'm like setting up a workflow that I'm going to use, I'll do groups and do group colors. Um, for something like this, I know a lot of people hate this. To me, like if I showed you some of my playground or sandbox workflows, they're just madness and they're all the same color.
I
But
know. Yeah. I
until
always
I
have
get
like
it,
a big gray blob of nodes. And so I was, how do you keep
yeah.
that straight? It's like, I don't. I'm just hacking.
Well,
I
I've
don't
seen,
care.
yeah. I mean, you do a great job actually, because I've watched you build on stream and just hanging out. But you do a great job at kind of like color coordinating as you go. I have to get better with that.
Yeah, I mostly do that because I'm streaming and I want people to just be able to see, oh, that's ADIF, that's ControlNet, that's like at a glance. Cause then you know how it is when you're watching somebody stream and you just want them to move the screen over like 1 inch so you can see that one
Yeah,
node and they just
totally.
never do. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you, even if you loop the like if you put an image in as number one and number final to loop it, it still doesn't always loop the way you think it would with ToonCrafter. But I think if you just pop the ADIF after that with looping context window and just had it like really simple, like lots of input, not a lot of denoise to like just dream it over, I bet you would clean up the loop on the end and you'd be off to the races with slightly
Yeah,
smoother animation.
definitely, definitely. And I feel like there's a lot to be explored in this these settings in this interpolation node too. And supposedly this ToonCrafter decode gives you a little bit better quality too. I'm not sure how much. I ran once or twice, and it like gets close. It's weird. Like if you actually watch your task manager, uh, when it gets to decode, it really just pops. Like I'm running like
Mm.
9.3 right now, and like when it goes to decode, it goes to like 23.5, but then back down to 9.3. So it's interesting. Like it just kind of pops sometimes to a point where it,
I've had a
just for
CUDA.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that CUDA on my 24, which is crazy. I think I was literally at a hard drive space though, and it was like I couldn't even dump it to my memory or something.
Yeah, it's probably not helping. Hey, it kind of did the OpenPose skeleton.
Wow,
That's
that's
interesting.
kind of trippy on its own.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, what'd be fun is to do stuff like that and then use those as OpenPose inputs to see what it does to people.
That'd be cool because then you could do vid to vid on that, right?
Yeah,
You could just loop it.
absolutely. I was honestly expecting that to be a little more coherent, though.
The OpenPose one.
Yeah, maybe it's better at just straight up animate, like pictures of people.
Yeah.
So you made these with the open poses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all just. Sorry, let me zoom in here because I know you're right. Everybody on live streams probably like can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're just T pose,
Yep.
arms out.
All
So just
relatively
trying
the
to.
same size and
Yeah, and this one actually came out good with a just regular background, a little bit of yellow, whatever. But
it's cool.
yeah, same seed and open pose skeletons, and you're off to the races.
And prompting, have you found any, has it made any difference? I've been leaving it blank personally.
Yeah, I typed in a few things, and it doesn't really seem like it's conditioning anything. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think Kijai's like default prompt was just anime. Like,
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's just. I guess for me, it's better just to leave it blank.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about the cool stuff we did last week.
Yeah, totally. I
We
mean,
uh we were lucky enough to go to the Comfy Leadership Summit in LA last week, and we met Comfy himself and all kinds of the developers and people that work on all this stuff that we use every day, and it was amazing. And everyone was way cooler than you would think they are. Everyone's super chill, happy to share, and ready to push things forward. And I don't know about you, but I feel absolutely invigorated by just meeting everybody and just being in a room with 100 nerds that exactly share your exact shared interests.
yeah, I think that was the best part. It was definitely a breath of fresh air. Because not only like, we constantly try new tools and stuff like that, but you just get lost in the sauce creating sometimes. Um, you know, whatever, just testing stuff, and it was really cool seeing a like-minded group of people, but also the like developers meeting the people that wrap these nodes every day. Like,
Yeah,
it was awesome, being able to shake somebody's hand. It's like, hey, I've stalked every thread of your development of Comfy nodes for the last 10 months. Nice to
yeah.
meet you.
Been getting GitHub notifications at 4 a.m. on my phone, your repos. It's nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
totally.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. And everyone's so passionate about this that it helps you remember you're not just creating in a tiny little box. There's an entire community of people that are doing the exact same stuff you are. So if you ever feel alone or isolated in this stuff, just know that there's a ginormous community of non-haters that are very interested in what you're up to. So yeah, it really helped put the hate you get in perspective, because it's like, that's a small subsect of people too, and they have other issues. Usually it's not usually about you or your art or your stuff in general. It's usually a them thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited just from going to that to see what this develops into, like Comfy as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what new features and things are going to come from all those meetings and all people pairing off and things like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seem like LLMs are really gonna start lifting off the ground soon.
Yes, many hugs. I hugged Pixel Pusher and everyone, and we all hugged. Pixel was there, Joviex was there, who else was there? Jboog was there, Midjourney Man, we had everybody. Spencer Sterling. Yeah, everybody was in the house. The whole crew that we've been making stuff with for
a lot of friends.
Yeah, a lot of friends. Finally got to meet a lot of people that have just been disembodied voices in the voice chat for a while. So, yeah.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, never really had a reason to put my face on camera,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really cool, kind of just lining up and saying, this is that person's real name.
Yeah,
nice to meet you in real life. Like, it's just a different feel. It's more personal.
yeah,
So it's really cool.
absolutely. Yeah, we diffused Jboog. He danced for us, so we filmed it. And oh yeah, Brad SuperBeast.ai was there. Brad is amazing.
Brad,
yeah. You guys check out superbeast.ai nodes. There's a batch node in there that's just killer. Lets you reorder a batch of images from a command line type, like a widget input. It's like saves you so much time, because you can just plug a folder of images in and just say, do 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in there or whatever, just whatever order you want, just plug them in and go. And it can do random order. It can do all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, I found out about a whole bunch of new stuff people are working on, like Kasinka is working on masking out 2 different LoRa's or 3 different LoRa's into 3 different masks using conditioning and a LoRa splitter. I think that'll be out pretty soon. He's just doing final tests on that. And yeah, Lovis is working on all this. He went from an image to a walk cycle with a 3D
Dude,
yeah.
he completely blew my mind. He's just got it all wrapped in one book. Yeah, an
Mm-hmm.
image to a walk cycle, and then I think he's actually getting
A mesh out.
OBJs out of there
Yeah,
too.
he's getting a mesh, like a rigged mesh that's walking or something. Yeah, absolute insanity. Yeah, infectious passion. We met Waz, Sasquatch, WAS Node Suite. We met Sinkadink. He's hilarious, super chill. Man, yeah, the list goes on. It was just great to meet everybody. Inner Reflections, total G. Doing things in SDXL nobody else is doing. You got to check out Inner Reflections on YouTube. The up papercraft animation they just did is just
so good, and
so
he
good.
does really, really cool stuff with claymation too. I was a big fan of his Star Wars thing.
Yeah, that's really good too.
Star Wars scene in claymation.
Yeah, everybody was awesome. It was inspiring and also a little intimidating. Everyone's so good at it, you know. You're just like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's such a good opportunity to like learn from everybody though too. Like everybody just exchanging ideas, and you know.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I kind of left with like information overload. Like I need to process.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just idea overload, like just seeing all the tangents everybody's going off on, and you know what that could mean and how they could all link up, and what you could do with the tools that the people are going to make 3 generations from now, you know. Like, yeah, so much to think about. You trying to get a dance animation going?
I'm just testing other stuff. I really didn't prep that many images.
Oh, that's okay.
Like I said, not that good at anime image generation, but
J-Boog does have moves. That's correct.
Yeah, he pops off.
Yeah, I get a lot of those hanging frames where it just sort of sits there like that.
Yeah, I feel like there's something to probably smooth that out a bit, because it looks like it kind of just leaves, you know, a piece of the last frame behind. So that might be like your force rate or frame
stride.
Yeah, stride. There it is.
Yeah. Just do like 8 runs and grid them out. Super fun.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you did that and then diffed over top of it, could be very powerful.
Yeah, it would. Need a H8000 the 8 GPU server rack thing. Whoa. That middle one's crazy.
Yeah, a little jumpy, but
Sourba says, is ToonCrafter good for realistic images? I would say no.
Yeah, I mean, these are realistic images that I'm putting in because I just kind of wanted to show that. And it's doing something, but yeah, I feel like the better examples that I've gotten have all been anime. Like
it feels like it was trained on anime, and I think that's what they said.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it does cool stuff with the hair and clothing moving. Like it just does a lot better things. Like this one came out really good, and that's like pretty solid anime.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, well, if you could do like transformation gifs or something, like go from one costume to another or something, maybe. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, line art probably works good. Live chat.
Yeah, speak of super beasts. There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Popper says a lot of my realistic tests came out like Monty Python skits. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that, actually.
ToonCrafter is an interpolation model, so if things are going in and out of frame between the images you feed it, it doesn't perform as well, according to the devs who made it. Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Makes
You know,
sense.
you want your character to be in frame and not leaving frame, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
ToonCrafter. Interesting. Some of the
Yeah.
animations are just great, and then sometimes
Yeah.
it just stays dead still.
I mean, it's a little jumpy, but I mean, that's to me, that's good. That looks like a sketch or a flip book.
Mm-hmm.
That, did the thing. It took 3 images and brought it to life.
Yep. You know, this would actually be pretty cool for if you had a like an AI personality that you were talking to, and you wanted to generate a whole bunch of GIFs, like of it talking, like in a little window or something. This would be a great way to like maintain the same consistency, so they would always look like your, your assistant or whatever. And then you could start categorizing them, and then like have like emotional responses and stuff like that. It might be pretty cool for like character development and building out like AI characters and things, personalities.
Yeah, it could be cool.
This output folder is fantastic, man.
Thanks, man.
It's just the right amount of like cute,
Madness.
psychopathic, and anatomy. Yeah, it's perfect. I would kill for something that could generate Terry Gilliam style animation. Yeah, for real. Yeah. I mean, I think that kind of style transfer is coming. You'll be like, I want to do an input clip of, somebody's animation style, and it'll just almost clip vision the animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that long. Because, you think about it, all this stuff scales, right? We can already do that with images. How long will it be before we can do that with it? Well, I mean, we can already do it with batches of images with IP adapter. But as far as capturing the exact style, I mean, that's probably just a diffusers, not diffusers, DIT, the transformers, diffusion transformers problem, right? Like, I think the DIT. When we get the DITs, we're going to have all kinds of new ways to interact with the context of things, I think, and slide between ideas. Like, as far as I understand, that's where all the power of the Google AI DJ thing comes from. It's the fact that you can switch styles so much because it is diffusion transformers, so it can dream something new inside the same latent space without sort of like, it almost can like change lanes as opposed to having to stop and make a whole new one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and if you think about that, the way it can weave through lanes when it's diffusing, I mean, chances are we'll be able to apply things to it in sort of real time, or at least guide it in real time. Should be interesting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. That's cool. So you increase the frame stride there?
That's actually, was it 7 frames?
7?
Yeah. Little broken with 1 or 2 of the transitions, but it's not quite smooth, but it's doing it.
No, it would be enough for a GIF or whatever. It's pretty cool. Plus, you could always, it's got a lot of stops in it, but you can always pop a film node in between these two. So when you get something that's like, a little stuttery, the film node could help and clean it up a bit.
I was going to test it out, but this Comfy instance
doesn't have interpolation node.
It doesn't have anything. It's literally just for ToonCrafter for today.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not breaking anything on live.
I updated Comfy today like an idiot. I forgot when I did it, and I'm like, oh no, I have a stream today. But everything's okay. We got out of it fine. But yeah, sometimes it can mess your day up. It's been pretty good lately, though. I haven't had any real sketchy updates in a while.
Yeah, so
Don't
that's
update.
ToonCrafter.
Yeah. Go get the workflow off Banadoko if you guys want to play with ToonCrafter. And like Chris was saying, you can actually remove the ToonCrafter decoder if you're having VRAM problems and just use the regular VAE decode node that comes with Comfy, and just plug the VAE in from your checkpoint loader and then pass the samples through. It will basically generate the same thing. And it'll use way less VRAM probably, or at least use it more optimally. Yeah. But test them both. Oh, what's that?
ToonCrafter decode.
Oh, hidden states. What does that mean?
Hidden states.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
I've been using Pinocchio to manage Comfy. Does it automatically apply updates? No, Pinocchio does not automatically apply updates. You need to go into the manager and update Comfy and update all to update all your plugins, but don't do it if you're in the middle of a project. Wait until your project is done and then do it. Because sometimes even a change that doesn't break can break the functionality of what it used to do, and you won't get the same results as you used to get. So, yeah.
That's really solid advice, actually, because if you are using this for any kind of work, any kind of paid commissions or anything like that, or even just a personal project, personal goal, just everything's changing so much. Like I still have another Comfy instance that I use solely for the old IP adapter.
Yep.
So I have one that's like a playground, a sandbox, and then I have my solid one. So.
Yeah, like the old IP adapter, for instance, the way it handled batches was more instant than the new one. And if you want to do stuff where you're switching images, switching batches really fast, you got to use the old IP adapter. Yeah, sometimes things change, and you can't go back. So that's definitely, yeah, if you need the old stuff, keep it, and don't update your production workflow if you're making things, because a person might ask for more of something and you can't make it, or a revision and you can't do the same thing anymore. Yeah, it happens.
Even just time wasted,
Yeah,
time wasted going back and getting it all set up again.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let this last one pop out, and then if you want to jump into stable audio,
yeah, sounds good.
You're working on.
Yeah. Nate said that he just popped a update for that, so I'm gonna update that real quick.
Nice.
Installing it right now is still a little tough because only updated the README. All right, let's go. So in order to use it, you need to have your Hugging Face token in your environment variables so that it can go grab the model, because the model's behind the stability login thing for it. So you basically have to prove your identity to download it, so that I guess they have some sort of liability there. So that's how they get around that. And yeah, so you normally would just be able to just download the model, but because you have to log in to download it, that's why it needs a Hugging Face token to run the plugin. But might be able to get around that if we figure out how to. You can go manually download the model and just pop it in place and go.
Nice.
But it's pretty easy to use.
Sick. Yeah, I'm gonna jump into it in the background here if you want to switch over to your screen.
All right. Thanks for showing us ToonCrafter. Very cool.
Yeah, it's not much, but I think it's got a use case somewhere.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Okay. Nate, in the chat here, Nate Codes AI just dropped the Stable Diffusion Audio Sampler, which is a wrapper for stable audio tools. You can already go get it on GitHub. I'll just drop the link because I don't think anybody else actually can. Where did I put it? Stable audio. Any node. Any node. There we go. And then we'll go to LKSAI. And here it is, stable audio sampler. All right, if you guys want to play with this, so we're right here. So we have a roadmap now. We're gonna add model loading from the thing. We're gonna add seed control. We're gonna add nodes, mixer node, tiling sampler, concatenate the audios. Oh, interesting. Model loader node.
Nate works so quick. I love it.
I know, it's ridiculous.
No, but I love it. It's great.
Yeah, this came out, what, 3 hours ago? 4 hours ago?
He's got it wrapped. It's got a roadmap. I love it, man.
So basically, after you get it installed, and the Hugging Face thing is literally you just go to Hugging Face, go into your user settings, go into your tokens, and you want to add a token, call it stable audio or whatever. Grab that token, place it in your system environment. Just Google how to do it, but you need to put it into the HK token variable. And that's basically what you do is you paste your token in, HK token, paste your token in, restart Comfy, and then Comfy will have your Hugging Face token in the environment so that when it goes to run this and grab the model, it will have access. So then when you run it, it'll just work and everything's cool. Oh, nice. Cocktail Peanut also added stable audio to Pinocchio. So if you want to go at it from a Gradio interface, you can do that too. I personally like having it in Comfy. It's pretty handy. So let's try it. So we'll go 120 BPM, house beat, funky bass line. Let's see what we get here. How does it compare to what? Jovic says, how does it compare? Like to stable audio itself? Yeah, it doesn't really compare to stable audio because this is trained on sound effects and samples. It's an open source set as well, so the quality is maybe not as high as the stuff they licensed for stable audio. But the point of this model is to give us a base checkpoint that we can start fine-tuning and training on with our own stuff so that we have the structure to build the community stuff. So this is probably not going to sound, like ready for anything, but the fact that we have this in Comfy now is amazing. So
it's just one ingredient in the sauce, right?
Yeah, exactly. So here we go.
Oh my God. Burger faces.
Oh, and I think I have to reshare my thing with you so you can hear the audio, Chris. 1 sec. Oh, you might get yourself coming back on it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's playing music, which is incredible. We're, yeah. So yeah, it makes beats. It makes stuff. Let's go with narrow bass, color bass, thick, dubstep. Yo. Right now, it just keeps making output that wave over and over again, so you can just rename it every time you save one if you want to change it. But that's on the roadmap, so no worries.
It's awesome.
And yeah, as you can see, it actually infers really fast. That's 100 steps in about 20 seconds.
Dude, that's so quick too.
For 47 seconds of audio. So on a 3090, you're generating at double the speed of real time, essentially. So if you were feeling really crazy, you could set up a bot that just kept spitting these out, and then you could just keep playing them one after the other and have infinite radio on a stream of just like random prompts that people could type in, stuff like that. Really quite easily. So what else did we make here? Output.wave. Woo! All right. Well, yeah, you can do anything, like birds chirping. I do doing heavy rain, stuff like that. It's really good at sound effects. It's really good at all this other stuff. So like, download the node and play with it. And I've also noticed the CFG scale has to be pretty high. Like it starts at 7, but crank that up to like 20, 25, 30. Yeah, it's really sick. And as a starting point, it's crazy. And the fact that you could just make soundtracks for your Comfy stuff in Comfy. And then, or at least, sound effect soundtracks and stuff. Like if you did underwater bubbles, you could add that, and then you just have a bubble sample for your video.
Yeah, that could be super useful, because I know what was it, 11 Labs launched that kind of like sound effects thing not too long ago. So now to be able to do it yourself for like small time production is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some birds chirping.
I know somebody that has some pretty good beginner vids on Comfy.
Beginner vids. What do we got here? Yeah, somebody asked. Did somebody ask for beginner vids? Yes. If you go a couple videos back from here, I have a first steps video and a second steps video. First steps video will get you generating images. Second steps video will get you generating animations at pretty professional levels. So just work through them and have some fun. Yeah, basically cover everything you need to know about Comfy, how to install it, and then you'll go from there. How to use it and remix your own work and do your own stuff, all kinds of stuff. All right, let's try people laughing. People laughing. Yeah. People are laughing. Oh, it's creepy.
Like a good creepy?
Yeah.
Nice.
It is the stuff of nightmares, but pretty great nightmare. Oh, here, let me at least send these to you so you can. Yeah, this message. That's the people laughing there. What else do people want to hear? I saw another one, I think. Old radio man talking. Old radio man talking. Let's hit it.
It did a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's creepy, eh? Definitely do not prompt screams. Yeah. The volume, with this stuff, the volume can be like absolutely insane. Like sometimes it goes way over what you would hear anywhere else. So when you are generating stuff, if you're generating very abrasive sounds, turn your volume way down, because it can ruin your headphones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in your ears.
I was going to say your ears.
Yeah, your ears. Yeah, ruin your ears. So yeah, just be careful. Like, I think I have my VLC at like, 30 or 40%. So it doesn't. Wow. Holy cow. That's the old man radio talking. It sounds like a radio. Yeah, literally, it sounds like a radio in another country or something.
Yeah, dude, this is so powerful.
Thunderstorm FX.
Looking forward to, like you said, kind of training stuff, getting in the guts of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe they're just talking about adding normalization to the node. Maybe as a toggle, true false. That'd be good because some people might not want to normalize it in case the normalization thing is just making it sound bad every time, because that can happen too.
Yeah, that can be a negative effect sometimes, but the option could be good.
Yeah. All right, let's try Thunderstorm.
I mean, the few that I've listened to too, these have pretty good quality. Like you could probably clean them up a little bit and master them, but I mean, they sound pretty good right out of the box. Yeah,
they're interesting. They're definitely interesting. I'm gonna play that Thunderstorm one again. It's cool. It's like what a thunderstorm sounds like.
Yeah.
It's close to what a thunderstorm sounds like. Let's see if anybody else had any.
You know, it would be a good one. What do you call it? Like, what does Scatman do? Not beatboxing.
Scatting. Yeah, scatting.
Scatting. Yeah, try that. I mean, that.
Scatting all over the place.
Okay.
I'm going to try Kawaii Base House for someone here, and then we'll try scatting after that.
There you go.
Vocal scatting, ideally.
Yeah.
How's the prompt adherence if you ask for one thing, then something else, or things at the same time? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's try that. I've got my thunderstorm playing here in the background. Okay, this last one was Kawaii Base House. Let's try that. That's all right. Let's try vocal scatting. The custom nodes. So git clone the repo into your custom nodes folder. Restart, add your Hugging Face token to your environment variables, and then restart Comfy and just run it, and it should download everything it needs. If not, you may have to download the model.safe tensors from the stability Hugging Face thing for this because of the login for the first time. Not sure how that works exactly. All right, here comes vocal scatting.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm going to send you that. Whoa.
Yeah, nope, did not do the thing.
This is all great for nightmares. Try koala orgasm. No, I'm good, thanks. Okay, Fofer asked for multiple prompts situation. So car driving down the highway, heavy rain, thunderstorm, sirens. Let's see if it can kind of do 4 sounds. Is it multi-channel or mono? That's a good question, actually. Audacity. Let's look at the waveforms that it makes. Audacity. Where are you? Looks to be mono. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, car driving down the highway, all the other stuff. Let's try that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's doing all the things, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a whole little scene.
It's trippy.
It's awesome, man. All right, well, have fun playing with this. I'm sorry I got to cut you short and
No, not at
bounce
all.
early, but I really appreciate you having me on, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for showing everybody what you've been working on with ToonCrafter. And yeah, everybody follow Syntax Diffusion on all the things. The links are in the description below. And yeah, thanks again for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. And thanks for anybody that hung out and watched. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
See ya.
rid of the camera. Right on. Well, yeah. Thanks again. And I'll talk to you really soon, Chris. All right. And then it was just us. We're back. All right. So this is really cool. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing what Chris was up to, and Syntax Diffusion. Just go follow him everywhere. It's just amazing stuff. And yeah, so that's ToonCrafter. That's a stable audio. I think that's pretty much all I really want to cover tonight too. I mean, you go forth and play with this stuff. I want to see what you guys make with ToonCrafter, so make sure you make stuff and post it, and tag me, and like if you make something really cool with it. Oh, you know what? I also want to show what I made with ToonCrafter, which is not this nonsense, but where did I put it? ToonCrafter. Is it this one? Yeah. So I was able to get a pretty decent output with ToonCrafter. But I had to make all the input footage, all the input images with Blender. So basically what I had done is I just grabbed a model from Mixamo, pulled it into Blender, and then shot, 8 shots of them dancing. I went a little further with the project after to make something silly. So I think that's the version we're about to see. Yes. So, yeah, this is where I landed. But this isn't where we started. Let me switch the materials out here real quick. Alpha joints is... Oh no. Materials didn't save. All right, cool. Well, yeah, the point being, you can go on Mixamo, you can grab animations, you can pull them into Blender. Actually, let's just do it. Let's just do a new one. File, new, general, oh, save. Okay, here we are in Blender. I'm going to go to mixamo.com. Am I still logged in? All right, so let me log in real quick. And all right. So Mixamo has all kinds of characters and all kinds of animations all here for you to use, whatever you want to do with them. So because ToonCrafter works really well by just getting, 3 images or 5 or 10 or 8 or whatever images, we can just pick a, yeah, it works with Pose Control Net too. We can pick a, yeah, Mixamo is free. Yeah. We can pick an animation that loops, and then yeah, let's find a cool one. Actually, the floating is kind of cool. So let's take our floating animation. We're going to download this, and the cool thing is you can actually switch it up, put it on whatever character you like. Now that we have this animation loaded, we can try all these different characters and just see which one you like. And yeah, but I've just been using the robot because it's fun. This one. Yeah. All right, so we'll download this FBX. 30 frames per second. Sure, why not? All right, we'll go back to Blender. Delete the default cube. File, import FBX, and it's just the file we just downloaded, which is in downloads. Floating. All right, we got our little floater here. If we hit spacebar, they're floating. We can see exactly how many frames the animation is, and then make our mask that many, or our animation that many frames. So looks like it's 109 frames. So let's set our endpoint to 109. Then we hit spacebar. We should have an animation. All right. So the reason we're using the robot is I can move this up a bit. give a point of reference. Now I can look at my robot. I can set up a camera. Boop, Control Alt 0. We'll move the camera out a bit, move it up a bit. We're just framing our shot here real quick. We're gonna zoom in, try and get most of our little guy in frame here. And the point of this is to lock it all into place, get a nice little baseline going, and then we're just going to hit tab. We're going to go to edge mode. We're going to hit E, Z, and we're going to pull up background. We probably don't actually need this background, but it's okay. I just want to SX to make it bigger, make it a little bigger than the thing. All right. So now we're going to set our resolution to 1024 by 1024. I'll grab that camera, zoom in a little more. That's cool. So we got it right in the middle. So now we have perfect shots of this thing at different points. So I can take a shot here, I can take a shot here, I can take a shot here, and I can take a shot here. And now I have 4 frames of an animation that I can animate with ToonCrafter that are like all definitely proportionally correct in the right place. So that's the main reason we're doing that. So we can actually hide this little plane because we don't need this for now. We're going to set the default world color to black. We're going to go into rendered mode and we're going to get rid of our light here. And I'm just going to add a light to the scene. Area light. I'm going to rotate it out towards the character. We're going to pull it out, pull it up. Move it until it's sort of in front, lighting up the character. And then we're going to light them up. So there we go. Camera's pointing at it. We got our light. We can move our light kind of where we want it, whatever. And then we can back it off a bit. Get some more dramatic lighting. That's kind of nice. Control D to add another light. Move it over. RZ to kind of rotate it. And move it down. RX to move it up. Some cool lighting. Looks good. All right. So now we just go into cycles. We get these nice renders. GPU, compute. Still, we only need to do like 15 samples. Doesn't have to be too much. So let's do the first frame and we'll hit F12. We'll save that. So it's going to render out the first frame. We'll save that. So that'll be, let's call it temp. Make a new folder. Robot 2. So we'll call it frame1.png. Now we'll pick a different frame, maybe this one. F12. Frame 2. Oh, I put fame 2. Fine, I'll put fame 2. I'm just looking for different enough frames so that they'll interpolate nicely. Fame 3. What else we got? Let's do like that one. In your Windows environment variable. So start run environment variable. And then, you know, it'll do the thing. You go into the settings and do the thing. And I think that will be fine. So we'll do 4. Frame 4. Okay, cool. So now we have our 4 frames. So we can go back into Comfy. And now I've modified the frame thingy ToonCrafter thing to do this load a folder and load images out of the folder. So basically what I'm going to do is just feed it the new folder I just made, which is this one. Where did it save the files then? Blender, why you being weird? Temp robot 2. Oh, okay. Let's go. All right, so that is the folder. So we're going to load that folder into the load images path. It's only going to load 4 frames because there's only 4 images. And then we are going to tell this the max images is 4. So it's going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll see that when I hit the button. So when it runs, it's going to try to interpolate between these 4 frames using the SparseCtrl control net and the first frame. See what we get. And this is the same setup that Syntax Diffusion was using. So you can grab it from Banadoko. All I did was expand the way that the image batch works so that I could just load a folder of images and forget about it. So like this is what I got out of the last one, which was really cool. But we'll see what we get out of this one. Hopefully they'll be like flailing around like they're floating. But yeah, you can pull the characters in from Mixamo into Blender, frame them, film them, take pictures of them, and then use them as ToonCrafter inputs to make sure that you get consistent characters through the shot. And then that can be extrapolated to your own work. You know, once you start making your own characters, that kind of stuff, you could use that to hopefully do interpolation, animations and stuff if you want. But again, these are still early days, so we're really just fumbling around in the dark here playing. It's pretty cool. Still feels a bit like image, but eventually it'll feel like it has fluid animation, I think. Maybe we'll get new versions of the ToonCrafter nodes, learn how to use them better, you know. All that stuff. I also have the N% quite low on my SparseCtrl. You can play with that too. Crank that up to like, you know, all the way through or whatever. Damn, I ran out of VRAM on the VAE decode. My camera died, I think, but hopefully I'm still here. We just gotta chonk through this VAE decode and then it'll be fine. I'm still here, I swear. Yeah, apparently I am using 100% GPU and 97% VRAM, so I may have just gone robotic. I just ate all my VRAM. Hopefully it'll clear soon. There's a good chance I sound like a robot right now, and if so, I'm sorry. Yeah, my whole computer's basically frozen. I'm just waiting for this VAE decode to finish. Nice side profile shot of me, though. Looks good. Looks like I'm really invested in something over there. Well, if this is the end of the stream because my computer died, thanks everybody for coming out. This I think will be the last run I do anyway. So, you know, if it crashes, it crashes. So I just want to say thanks. Hit up the Patreon, hit up the Discord, tag me when you make stuff. I want to see it. Yeah, Pers loves you, all those things. We'll be back really soon. I believe Machine Delusions is my next guest. The Fill Nodes, creator of Fill Nodes, fantastic stuff. Also prolific model trainer. Check out their profile on Civitai, Machine Delusions. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but I will. I think it's next week, but it might be the week after. Pretty sure it's next week though. I will be announcing that very soon on the Discord and on Twitter and all the places. I'm not leaving quite yet. I'm going to see if this decodes, but I do want to get all this stuff out of the way just in case I get disconnected. But yeah. Yeah, I'd really had a good time tonight. ToonCrafter is very interesting. I'm really into all these new ways of doing animations, and it's cool to not have an animate diff solution for once, or something we could maybe diff into later. So I will, I'm going to actually play with that as well, and maybe set up another workflow where you do ToonCrafter and then a diff after. And if it gets good results, I will throw it on the Discord and stuff for everybody. But if it sucks, I will probably just delete it. Because you can do that too. You know, if you have an idea, just try it. Chances are it'll work. You know, go for it. And yeah, yeah, I think I'm kind of stuck in a loop here. I don't know if this will actually decode, so I'm gonna hang up and get offline, and then if it decodes, I'll tweet about it, and if it doesn't, you know, we'll see you next time. But I think I'm gonna be doing at least one more stream before the next guest stream. So yeah, we're gonna dig into some more nerdy stuff next week. At least 2 streams next week. So thanks everybody, and really appreciate you hanging out with us and being nerdy. All right, we'll see you all very soon. And yeah, Purrs loves you. Good night.